Breaking news tonight, Diddy raging over last week's Tootsie Roll reveal as a PR fail emerges. Sean Combs' PR team discovered actually paying off people outside the courthouse to wear free puffy t-shirts. Don Rashard taking the stand testifying that Sean Combs threatened we could die for speaking out and defending Cassie Ventura. This, as evidence reveals, depraved Diddy constantly carried a Louis Vuitton bag stuffed with cocaine, ecstasy, pot, horse tranquilizer, and Plan B birth control. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Vile, greedy abuser
that took part in heinous beatings and bizarre sex acts. Decades of abuse of women and so-called freak-offs. This is a day that's been long in coming. Will there be justice?
And I say Dirty Diddy going down. This is the case.
Testimony pouring from the witness stand all day long, and joining us outside the courthouse, Lauren Conlin, investigative reporter, star of Pop Crime TV. Lauren, thank you for being with us. Tell us what's going on in the courtroom.
Yes, Nancy, it started off pretty interesting this morning with Diddy's lawyers actually arguing that the case and the witnesses is becoming more of a gossip chamber of some sort. We also saw Don Rashard finish her direct testimony and get cross-examined. And what's come into question, Nancy, is all of Don Rashard's previous statements to the government as they appeared to change. And we learned this when the defense came up to cross-examine her. And Don Rashard actually admitted herself that her testimony has changed based on her memories. Specifically, after the skillet incident, she testified last week and today that Diddy and Harv Pierre, one of his Bad Boy record executives, actually said to her that if she told, people go missing if they tell. And the defense pointed out that she had never said this to the government, and she admitted that, she didn't remember. So they are really trying to poke holes in her statement.
You mentioned a, quote, skillet incident. And this is Don Rashard recounting when Sean Combs actually beat Cassie Ventura in the head with a frying pan. Could you explain what happened?
Yes. So Don Rashard first testified on Friday that she was recording music at Diddy's LA home with her bandmate. They were in this Diddy Dirty Money group, or Dirty Money. And Cassie was making eggs at the stove. Diddy came down the stairs, and she said that he attacked her or tried to hit her with his frying pan, and that Cassie appeared to go down in a fetal position, and then he dragged her up the stairs. Now, Don Rashard, during her redirect with the government, after she was called out for changing her story, she said without a doubt that she knows that Diddy hurt Cassie. She was in the fetal position, and she saw her get dragged up the stairs. Don Rashard testified that over time, her memory has gotten better because she wanted to suppress a lot of these bad memories from working with Diddy. She worked so hard to not remember them. And now, she's been working with the government to remember them.
You were discussing inconsistencies, that she had not used the words Diddy threatened that, or his hench person, that people disappear when they talk. What phraseology, if any, did she use when she was talking to the state?
She left that completely out, but said that Diddy said to her, what you witnessed was passion. Cassie is okay. Carrie Morgan, Cassie's former best friend, was on the stand, and she testified that after the March 2016 incident, and this is crazy, she was at Cassie's house. Cassie walked in with the hood, a black eye, put her bag down, appeared to be extremely numb, and then about 30 minutes later, Carrie Morgan alleged that Diddy showed up outside the door banging on it with a hammer.
Rob Shooter is joining me, the PR publicist for Sean Combs, former PR guru for Sean Combs, and see, everything went to crap when you left. Host of Naughty But Nice podcast and author of the 4-Word Answer. Rob Shooter, question to you. You're hearing about threats from another star, Don Rashard, on the stand. Threats that people disappear when they talk. Did many people surrounding Sean Combs have to sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and why?
Yes, absolutely. There are NDAs everywhere. I did not sign one, but lots and lots of people that worked for Puffy did sign NDAs. And this was because he doesn't want the truth getting out. Not necessarily about the accusations we are talking about today, but his whole life. He's a complete control freak. He decides what's in the media, what's in the press, and what isn't. You don't decide that. He does. An example, even though I didn't have an NDA with him, every press release I sent out about Puffy, whether it be playing Broadway, running a marathon, changing his name, he approved. He approved it. And a lot of celebrities sort of glance at these
Why
press
did he
releases
change his name so many times, Rob?
to get attention. To get attention, we'd literally be sitting in his conference room, and he was like, "Not getting a lot of press this week. Let's change my name," which is why I have said, and I believe this in a really perverse way, Diddy is enjoying what is happening right now. He has made himself one of the most famous people in the world, and in a sick, perverse way, I think he's secretly enjoying that we're all talking about Diddy.
What about this PR fail? First of all, we hear all about Diddy's Tootsie Roll last week. How one victim, when she saw that, wasn't as afraid anymore. Then we have damning testimony on the stand, just pouring from Cassie Ventura, with the jury looking over at him like, UPOS. Ugh. Now we hear the latest PR fail, where Sean Combs' PR people are paying just bystanders out in front of the courthouse, paying them $20 an hour to wear a free Puffy t-shirt, and the press found out about it.
Pathetic, but not surprising. It seems to me here that Puffy is really waging a two-pronged war, a legal war and a PR war. PR is very important to Puffy. He has spent a lot of money on publicists, and these t-shirts, we shouldn't be that surprised. He's done this before. When I was working with him, he was trying to get young people to vote, and he came up with these t-shirts called Vote or Die that he sold, he made money from, at his store. So I'm wondering if these t-shirts were produced by Sean John, his clothing line. If not, then I do believe that this would ultimately get out. It's an old PR tool. It didn't work back then. It's not going to work today.
Yeah, they just tried to pay me $20 to wear a free Puffy shirt.
Stop. I could tell because
The lady right there, she just kept convincing me to go wear a shirt, and I'm like, I'm good.
so just $20, and if you need $20, all you have to do is wear a free puff shirt.
And just stand out here.
And you said no.
Yeah, I said no.
Did they say how many hours?
$20 an hour.
How the mighty have sunk. That's from TikTok at Emily Knows Everything. Rob Shooter, a former PR guru to Sean Combs. It's bad enough to pay people to wear free Puffy t-shirts, but then to get busted on it.
Humiliating, stupid. This stuff gets out really, really quick in the press. But my sources are telling me it's actually worse than what we just saw. That Diddy's team has been trying to convince people to just show up. They want crowds outside this courthouse. Insiders are telling me that Diddy's really angry that people are not on the streets. His ego was so big, is so big, that he predicted hundreds, if not thousands of people would be outside that courthouse. Nobody is really there. There's about 100 or so.
Wait, let
He's
me see,
very,
Shooter. Oh no, Diddy's really angry this time. Ooh. So he's mad about his Tootsie Roll. Everybody finding out about that. He is mad about, what is he mad about? Throngs of people not coming to the courthouse. Did you say thousands? He expected thousands of people to show up outside the courthouse to support him?
You better believe it, Nancy. This guy has a huge ego. When I was with him, he wanted crowds everywhere, and if we had to pay for them to be there, so be it. He has a lot of money. And the Tootsie Roll
How
thing.
do you find people to come out and fawn over Sean Combs? How did you do that? Where did you find them?
you could find people that worked at record labels. You could find marketing companies. You could find people that would find you folks to turn up, and you pay them, and they wear T-shirts. They come to album signings. This actually might be very unusual in a legal case, but in the music business, when you see all those fans lined up outside record stores, quite a lot of them are actually paid to be there. It's called the hype business. It's called the business of illusions, and nobody does it better than Diddy until now.